So I'm waiting for my laundry to get done right now, and I needed something to do, so I'm doing this. Oh, that's right, I need to do this crap. I don't know what this is. Yeah. I don't know what they did there. You have to back up the world now to reload it or something. You don't usually have to do that with an update, but clearly they did. They did something, just like I'm about to do right now. If you don't recall, since the last episode of my masterful TV show here, my YouTube show here, I was traveling to the east of east. How deep is this coal vein gonna go? Goddamn. Anyway, is it daytime? It is. I was traveling to the east of east, all the way east until I get to the far lands, or I decide that I don't feel like it because it's like what, septillions of blocks out? Yeah. So anyway, because I'm traveling infinitely that direction, I think. Choice east. The sun rises in the east, right? So where's the sun at? I'm already lost. I'm not off to a great start. Hold on. It's this way, I think. Methinks. Maybe. Well, I'm pretty sure it's that way because I don't see it anywhere else, but now watch my dumbass go in the wrong direction. Wait a second, there it is. Okay, so yeah, east is that way. Anyway, I left my bed behind because that's kind of my checkpoint system. Since I'm living a nomadic life that's just traveling. Need that food. I need that cow. I need that bovine. So I'm living a life that's just nomadic and traveling. I basically have to leave my beds behind to act as a checkpoint because when I inevitably die at some point, rather than being sent back to the beginning, the spawn point, where it would send you if you don't have a bed to go back to, it just sends me back to my last bed. If I took the bed with me, then it would just send me back to the world spawn, and my mad adventure into the blue would end up starting over every time I die, and inevitably I'm gonna end up dying at some point. You're lucky that I don't want to risk jumping that. Yeah, so what do I have? I think that was the only episode. 2 beds, 3 leather, a boat, brewing stand, oh yeah, an iron nautilus shell. Are these better than... No, so these aren't as good as the copper anyway. So, copper's got that. It's better than leather. It's better than literally the worst armor in the game. Hello, sheep. I need your wool, so I'm gonna take that. I need wool with which to make more beds to sleep in, because I'm basically... God, get back here. Using disposable beds, basically. Because of my aforementioned predicament. Here we go. Here might be something useful. Anything good? Well, I guess I'll take that. Gold is kinda ass, but you know. Lodestones, I don't need. Hoe, I don't need. Is this better than... I think I'll leave that anyway because it's gonna run out a lot faster. Is there a second chest? Sometimes they got a second chest. No, I don't think so. Alright. Well, back to the old grind. Back to the old dusty trail. There's the east. The east of east. As I said in the last episode of my bizarre of Rubidium's bizarre adventure. I need your wool. I think I'm gonna only take white wool. Not because I have a preference of wool, but because I only want to carry one wool at a time so it doesn't take up too much inventory. Because inventory space is a rather limited commodity for me currently until I make more bundles. Oh, hello. Cave. What I want to do is find another village. Normally I'd take these, I like those, but I need to find another village. Right now it looks like I'm going over the ocean again, so more cattle. I think they changed the sound the cattle makes. They actually sound like cows now when you hit them. When you hit a cow, that's what a cow sounds like when you hit it. Sometimes, you know, I live in the Midwest, so when you get bored in the Midwest, you just go around punching cows. Alright, he's not fazed by the elder cow being violently murdered. No fucks given. Anyway. Looks like we're heading back across the sea. Over the oceans. I don't think I'm going to find a... Is that a tundra over there? Hold on, I think it is. Maybe. More sheeps. More sheeps for the wool. Wool and wood. Yeah, it's a tundra. I don't want to go back there. It's nothing against you, sheep. I just need to devour your flesh and use your wool to make a bed that I'm only going to use once. You know, I am a child of consumerism. You know, it's a pretty American thing to do, is you ravage the environment and only use the thing once. Well, before I go to the sea, I'm going to take a quick swig of my oolong tea. Still going through my near infinite supply of oolong tea that I got. My Elon tea. My Elon tea. Elon's new SpaceX tea brand. I bet if he ever had that idea, he'd probably actually make a Elon tea. And I'd probably buy that shit too. Not because I'm a huge fan of Elon, but because you don't really see a thing like Elon tea and pass up such a meme-worthy thing. Oh, it's a Nautilus. I don't know if you can tame a Nautilus or not in Minecraft. I don't think you can tame one in real life. But I got that Iron Nautilus shell, which I'm pretty sure, just like the horse armor, it's going to be completely but useless. You know, it only occurred to me now, but the oceans in Minecraft are the calmest oceans I've ever seen. You gotta add some like wave physics or something like that. And then again, I don't think a canoe here would be getting you across the ocean. There we go. I think we'll stop there in the birch forest. See what there is to be seen. Hope there's a village nearby. Hope this adventure gets a little more interesting as time goes on. You know, statistically speaking, even though I'm only going in one direction, I'm bound to find some crazy shit eventually. You know, villages, outposts, woodland mansions, unless they took those out of the game, but I'm pretty sure they're still in it. You know, statistically speaking, because Minecraft is in theory infinite. Is it getting dark out? Ooh, a cattle. A bovine. Come here. There we go. I want to get to the top of this hill. I want to sleep atop the hill. Sleep on top of the hill so as to assert my dominance over the landscape. Yeah, just like a redditor. And a sheep. I think I'll have plenty of wool for more beds. There we go. We'll just, we need a view. I need a view while I'm sleeping. There we go. Kind of a precarious spot, but you know what? When morning comes, I shall dine upon your flesh. Yeah. Yeah, there's no escaping the wrath. Say goodbye to your friends. Oh wait, you don't have any. I don't know why I got unnecessarily rude to that cow. You're lucky you're gray. And I don't want the gray one. In fact, you know what? The black wool here, normally I like a black wool, but I gotta stick to one color wool, and I'm already going with white, because that's the most abundant. So you know what? There. That's a decoration for when maybe on the return voyage. Hello. Unlike that other guy, you're not quite as lucky. There we go. I'm gonna ideally find a village so I can do some resource gathering. Is this the kind that you sink into? I think it is. No? There's a type of snow that you sink into now, for some reason. Oh, I don't know. I don't really need snow. Do I need a pumpkin? I don't know why I looked in my inventory like I was checking to see if I needed a pumpkin. Anything over here? Ooh, dark oak wood. I don't think I'm going to stumble across a woodland mansion this quickly. Well, maybe. No, it's not that big. Well, doesn't look like there's anything good up here. There's some piggies. There's some piggins. There's a cave. Maybe I'll delve into the cave a little bit. See if there's some iron just to break up the monotony. I don't want to just make a whole ass episode here and just have nothing but... Ooh, there's another one. Wow, what a disappointment. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to have a whole ass episode where I'm just... Ooh, shit. Well, that's not a disappointment. But I don't want to go down there because I don't feel like digging myself back up from that mess. That's how good life decisions are always made. You just look at a decision you're about to make and be like, do I really want to dig myself out of that mess? And if the answer is no, then you probably don't want to do whatever it was you were thinking of doing. That's gotten me out of a lot of things. That thought process. Yeah. Funnily enough, the other day, I got a call from a Marine Corps recruiter. And, I don't know. You can look at some of my older things where I'm actually showing myself in the video. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not exactly the most physically... Well, I don't really want to say that. I'm not like out of shape, but I mean, I'm 5'7", about 120 or so pounds. I don't know what the standards are for the Marine Corps, but I have a feeling I'm probably not quite durable enough for that. Yeah, but I actually thought about going into the military at some point, but I was like, yeah, not really my cup of tea, not really my thing. Some people might be like it, but not I. Ooh, hello. This would be a perfect place to build a house if I wasn't on an adventure here. Build like a what am I thinking of? It'd be like a bridge house. Like it'd be a bridge going between these two cliffs. Between these two cliff sides. And there'd be a house there. That's actually a really neat idea though. I think I saw somebody do that in Minecraft once, like way back. 10 or 15 years ago on YouTube, someone built a house like that. Now see, this is what happens. Now I'm debating. The hell is it going on over there? It's one of those gray biomes. They just added the gray biome. Now you see, I'm kind of debating whether or not I keep going to the east or if I build a house here, like over the canyon. I don't know. This is how my brain usually works. I start out doing something, and then I get an idea in my head, and it just kind of derails from there. I don't know. Since I'm here, I might as well check out these caves and see if there's anything in it. I don't know. I mean, hi, friend. Well, certainly isn't a very neighborly thing to do. There's some iron. Take that. We take those. Yeah, that's how my brain works, though. I start off on something, and then it derails. I don't have any cooked food. I'll cook some food here. Like, I have, and I shit you not, at least 100, like, stories that I've started on my Google Docs. Like, I have stuff going back years that's like a couple of chapters, and then it's just not finished because I got another idea. And eventually I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? There's another cave over here somewhere. You know what? I need to just pick one and stick to it. And that's what I did. That's what the one that I'm writing now, the steampunk one that I'm doing now, which I'm pretty far in. I'm good 100 or so pages in that now. But I got bread. But yeah, it's how my brain works here. Kind of what I'm debating now here, whether I want to just stay here and build a house, because when I started this epic adventure, on Monday, I think, go back and get my food that's cooking. When I started this, I thought, oh, I'll just take a trip to the far lands. It'll be a quest. I'll make a series. I'll just be traveling into the wild unknown. It's only a couple million blocks, right? And then I looked it up, and I think it was 1.8 septillion blocks, which a block is, in Minecraft, I think it said a block is like 1 meter or about 3 feet. So you're looking at almost 4 septillion blocks to travel. And I don't know if you know how long a septillion is, but it's a long ass distance. Like, you take a million and multiply it by a billion. Hold on. I'm not good at math. Okay. You take 1,000, you multiply it by 1,000 to get a million. You take a million and you multiply it by 1,000 to get a billion. A billion times 1,000 is a trillion. That times 1,000 is a quadrillion. Times 1,000, I think, is a quintillion. Then it's a sextillion or sectillion. I don't know. And then it's a septillion. So that's like, 4 septillion feet? I don't want to know how long that is in miles, but it sounds like I'm making excuses, but realistically, that's not like a feasible distance to travel. And this is a cool ass distance here. Ow. This is a cool, if I can get I'm leaving the floating block there. That's part of the environment. That is a pretty neat gorge here. I'll build a house across this. I'll have that down there. I might just do that, honestly. Is those donkeys? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think the one person who watched the previous episodes might be slightly disappointed, but I think the one person who was watching this was completely drunk off his ass based on the comments he was leaving. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the viewership. It is a donkey. Hello. Don't go anywhere because I want a pet donkey. I won a pet pig at a fair once when I was a kid, but my mother wouldn't let me keep it because it was uh, not legal to have in the suburbs. I don't know if it was legal to have, but probably not a great idea to have a pot-belly pig when you live in a suburban house. Which is weird because we ended up having ducks and chickens in that house. So, I don't know. But, yeah. What was I talking about originally? Septillion blocks? Something like that. I don't know. I think a mile is 5280 feet here. Hold on, I'm going to do the math. This is going to... Hold on a second. Oh, I don't know how to do the math. What is it? 4 septillion? I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it out on the calculator later, but I think a septillion is like 27 zeros or some crazy shit like that. And I don't know if my calculator on my phone would do that without glitching out. You get like 1 point E or something. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. But yeah. Well, in my defense, I did travel to the east. So, yeah. This is the kind of content you gotta expect from me. I give up one Minecraft file to start another for an epic quest, only to just make a house in this. I don't know, I'll find some other gimmick. Or do I continue going anyway? Nah, I'm gonna build a house here. This is a cool ass location. This is prime real estate right here. Maybe I'll travel east one day, but that day shan't be today. Heavens to Betsy. Indigestion. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we're back to square one then. I don't know. I don't know. Do I just include all of this as one Minecraft series? I could realistically just like start a third one. Well, that wouldn't make any sense either. I could realistically, I'm just going to put all of this like as a playlist, and it's just going to be one single like Minecraft series. And I'm just going to call it the I don't know, me not being good at Minecraft. Well, it's not even that I'm not good at Minecraft, it's that I can't get my shit together and pick out what I want to do. I don't know. Maybe I do have ADHD or ADD or something like that. I'm not a psychiatrist though, so I can't exactly diagnose that, but yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. We'll just build a tiny little house here and then we'll work on my abode. My humble abode. Well, that's not what I want to do here. It's got to be a quality house. I got to build the foundation here. I heard that. Sheep. There we go. Yeah. I don't know. I guess not really necessary. Not really necessary to do that part. But I don't know. Call that my inner... Now, see? I need to have a house foundation, okay? You know, you can't just build a house without a foundation, you know. Alright, I need to dig up some rocks. Where's that cave I was in? Where's that disappointing cave I found? That would make a perfect cobblestone mine. I think I passed it by. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to call this episode. I think I'm just going to call it I finished my quest. And then I'll like gaslight well, not really gaslight. I'll just clickbait everyone to thinking that, fucking hey, he finished traveling to the far lands in the span of one episode. And then they get into it and it's just me not doing that at all. There we go. This is good. Hope nothing comes out of there because I don't have any more torches left. This is prime real estate, though. You know, you don't just pass up prime real estate like that. You know, it's like, who's a real estate person? Who's a famous real estate? I don't know. Was Trump into real estate? Wasn't that his whole thing originally? I think so. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I go off onto random ass tangents on nothing all the time. I have a teacher who does the same thing. He's an English teacher. And he's a nice guy and all, and he knows his stuff. But, like, much like myself, he's got a habit of, like, he'll be talking about something and then get off topic. And then, like, 15 minutes later, we end up getting back on the topic for a couple minutes and it gets off topic again. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, he's a nice guy and all. Where the shit did I put my house? There it is. He's a nice guy and all, but, you know, much like myself, has a hard time staying focused on literally anything. This will be my floor, because I don't think... Birch planks. Where did I put my furnace? I've already lost everything now. I'm gonna have to... Alright, well, I don't know where the furnace is. Hope I find the furnace because all my food's in there. Ah, there we go. There we go. Oh, see, I done it again now. I don't remember what I was talking about. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, let me get up there. Yeah. I don't know. See, this is... Yeah, there's that gray thing over there. That's what I was thinking of. I saw... There's that gray biome over there. I think it's called the creaking. Or there's a thing in it called the creaking in my other Minecraft file. My OG one. Well, not the... My other Minecraft file, I went into one of those. And I just discovered that biome. But the world that I made, which I've had for several years now, it didn't have that biome in it originally because I made that world before that was added to the game. So I didn't have that in it, so I ended up having to go like 12,000 blocks out. This is a small ass house. I'm gonna build it a little bigger. Yeah, I had to travel like 12,000 blocks out in order to find one of those biomes. And I ended up traveling that 12,000 blocks, and then I found a village, and it was like, well, it's not this way. So, I ended up traveling back to the house, and then on the way back to the house, I found it, which was kind of random. And then I found out in order to get a thing called a creaking, you have to get this thing called a creaking heart, which is hidden in the trees. So I found it, and then I realized you needed a silk touch thing to get it, so I traveled the 6,000 blocks from there back to my house, got the thing, went back there, got the creaking heart, brought it back to my house, and that's what happened. That's the whole story. Thrilling, isn't it? Shit, I don't have any oh, wait a minute. Okay, I have more spruce wood. I was about to flip my shit there, because... Are there spruce trees? I think those are... Ah, yeah, there's plenty. I got plenty of wood here. I got plenty of wood. I always have plenty of wood. Non-platon... Well, platonically speaking. I almost said non-platonically and made myself sound like a perv. I keep getting those two confused. Probably shouldn't use words that I don't know what they mean. Hey, what's the ratio here? 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 by... It needs to be 7. Hold on. I need to make myself a bed first because it's going to get dark out soon. Hold on. Are there flowers? Can I dye the bed? These flowers, you can't make a dye from those. Whatever, I'll just make a white bed. It's getting dark out. It's getting dark out. I need my beauty sleep. You know, it's hard looking this fabulous all the time. You need your beauty sleep. There. Anyway, I think this is the proper ratio for a house. Eventually, it's just going to be a tool shed or something. Once I build my proper house, I want to go to bed. I want to sleep. I want to go to bed early. This is why I go to... That's why I wanted to go to bed. Okay, you know that he went down nice and easily. I don't know what was the deal there. Okay. Anyway. I think this is a square house. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God damn it. I need to make it wider, don't I? Ugh. I don't know how it's this difficult to build a square in Minecraft. If you're wondering why I'm digging into the ground and putting a block here, it's because if I put a path or something next to the house, or like a farm right next to it, the ground levels down a little bit so you can see the dirt underneath this block. It makes more sense if I actually show it, damn it. It makes more sense if I actually show what I'm talking about. But realistically, I'm probably never going to do that, so... Yeah. There we go. Well, we're building a house out of the flesh of the fallen trees around it. I don't know if that's disturbing or if I'm just being an edgelord. I am a child of the early 2000s. Being an edgelord is kind of in my genetics. So, take a nice swig of oolong tea. Get some saplings, because I don't want to just deforest the area here, you know. I gotta be a little bit more environmentally savvy than the current world that we're living in, you know. Gotta regrow those trees, gotta, you know, environmental protections. Not gonna see any data centers being built here. Yeah. Fucking data centers, man. I'm not going off on that rant. Not just gonna get myself all pissed off about data centers. We're gonna have one in our town now. I said that I made a video about that, where data center coming to my town, and someone's like, well, it must have been a nice town while it lasted, or something to that nature. Yeah. Anyway, we'll put that in the corner. This house is gonna look nice. I want to try to finish this. I want to probably make this like an hour long. I think I'm just gonna make these episodes an hour long. I don't know. If anyone wants to watch it all the way through, they can have it in the background while they're doing something else, I guess. Here, I need a front yard, so we're gonna have to move you out of the way. For now. For now. There we go. This is how a pro plays Minecraft. I mean, realistically, I should just build myself an axe, I think. I might have an axe. No, I don't. Is this the center block? Yeah. Alright. Here we go. This will be where the stairs go. That's not what I wanted to do. And then I need this. Here, it's all coming together. It's like Kronk said in The Emperor's New Groove. It's all coming together now. Do this. We'll do some of these trees, man. Making me mad. These trees, man, they're making me mad. Now I can see why the Onceler didn't listen to the Lorax. Anyway, as I was saying, do I build this out of birchwood? Yeah, I'm gonna build it out of birchwood. What I'm also gonna do, though, what I shall also do, though, hold on. There, that'll be that. I'm just gonna build an axe, honestly. I don't have any iron. I don't have any. Oh, there we go. Okay. Masterful gameplay right here. Probably not doing myself any favors by repeatedly saying how bad I am at this. Well, I'm not that bad, I've watched some people who are pretty bad at Minecraft. Not gonna name any names, but yeah. Although, to be fair, a lot of the times people I watch are playing the console version of Minecraft, and the few times, like, I used to play the console version of Minecraft, and for some reason, I went back to it every now and then, and for some reason the console version is hard as shit now. I don't know what happened. That's my house, that's not a tree. I can't take that part down. But yeah, anyway, the console version is hard as shit. Like, you get bombarded with stuff almost immediately. I tried to build an island house in the water, and those, like, drowned zombies kept coming up out of nowhere, like, constantly. I don't know what it is. I know they're made by two different studios, the console and the computer versions, but I don't know why the console version decided that, you know what, Minecraft, this isn't a kid's game. You know, we need to separate the boys from the men here. We need to build something that's gonna, you know, put some meat on your bones. You know, it's gonna really put a chip on your shoulder or something. And then meanwhile, the computer version's like just a calm trek through the woods. I don't know. I don't know what the thought process there was. Hold on a second. There's this. And give me a second here. Hey sheep, stick around. You're gonna be my new house pet. 'Cause, yeah. I think I have enough stuff to build a thing here. So I can do the thing and the other thing and some other shit. Here we go. We're getting there. We're doing it. I'm doing it. I see what's happening, yeah. That joke doesn't really fit here, but you know, whatever. This is my channel. This is my swamp. I'll do whatever I want. That's a window. That's a window now. I'm not even going to put glass in it. I don't think I have any glass. There we go. Skilled. Just enough for the walls. I should have enough spruce wood for a ceiling. I don't have any torches. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to build torches. I'm going to do even better. I'm going to build lanterns. Because we're classy over here. I'm a classy individual. We don't just have torches in a house like some kind of barbarian, okay? We don't oh shit, I ran out of wood. Okay, well, I'm gonna go get some spruce wood. I'll let that cook. I'll let the iron cook. A nice, thorough, even cook until it's medium rare. And then I'll flip it over for about... Put it on for 200 degrees. Oh, balls. The sun's going down. Well, I'll make it quick. Don't worry. If I happen to run into any trouble there, I'll give him the old 1-2. I'll give him the old, uppercut, step to the left, give him a once over with, I have no goddamn clue what I'm talking about half the time. Here's a spruce tree, I think. That's a good one. That one was... Well, here's that gray biome. Well, I could have built a house out of this. I could have You know what? I'm going to take some of that gray wood. Some of this. These trees are fucking huge, honestly. Okay, I kind of deformed this tree. I'll come back for this later. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be back to end your suffering later. No, wait, I need a spruce tree. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You get up the hill here. I don't know what that was I just heard, but I'm... yeah. Not falling for it twice. Not going in there twice. Honestly surprised that's the first time I fell down a crevice in this. Hello. Goodbye. Ow, bitch. Hey. I was just gonna let you be, but you know what? You decided to be a dick about it, so... That's what you get. That's what you get when you mess with the best. Burned. Got him. Lol, got him. Did I just hear a child? I hope not. Where's my house at? This was a bad idea. I should have just gone to bed. This was a bad idea. If you heard that, that was my phone going off. I'm just gonna ignore it though because I don't give a shit. Alright, well hopefully nothing sneaks up on me in the doorway. That's the biggest fear I have in Minecraft is that I step out of my house and then next thing you know, half of it's blown to pieces. It's happened. It has happened more than once. No. I'm not putting you out of your misery. You know what you did. You get to suffer. Sometimes I just like to watch them burn. Okay, anyway, like I was saying... Pale oak log. I guess that's what it's called. Anyway, I wanted one of these. I wanted the goth door. You know what? Actually, it kind of fits. Not gonna lie. That door kind of fits the birchwood more than the birchwood does, honestly. What else was I doing? Oh yeah, my roof. I was building a roof. Sometimes I forget that I need a roof over my head. Iron. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. And bam, lantern. Isn't this a cozy house? Well, I need glass, don't I? Alright. House isn't finished yet. I need stairs, first of all. Hold on, while I remember. Wood. There we go. I don't normally like... There we go. There we go. Now I just need some sand. There's some sand. Do I jump? Do I make the jump? I don't remember that's there. Alright, we're making the jump. Shit. Well, that was skill right there. That was intentional, actually. I need to add some drama to this series, so I did that intentionally. That was... yeah. I'm not doing that again. Alright, some sand. I go in there. That'll be my basement. Well, not really a basement. That'll be like a storage house. See, it's all coming together. My house will go right across the gorge there. I'll have 2 bridges going to it. It'll sit right in the middle. It'll overlook whatever's that way. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want to dig out the... hills are going to be my greatest adversary in this game, I swear. I don't want to just dig out a staircase because, you know, I got to preserve the natural beauty. And I heard that. I got to preserve the natural beauty. You know, we got to think of resale value too, you know. If I ever decide to continue my if I ever decide to continue my epic quest, which I probably won't realistically. Hold on, I'm taking these. If I ever decide to continue my epic quest, you know, I got to think of resale value. You know, this is prime real estate here, and if I just go tearing it up, you know, the property values will go down if you do that. You know, people like seeing the natural canyon. This house right here, this is a good $4 million property right here, just overlooking that canyon there. No houses around it. Yeah. If this was in New York, this would easily be $12 million. I think I already made that joke in a different episode. I got more coal. That should suffice. I need a chest too. I need a box. There we go. Put it right there. Put all of this shit in there. I don't need any of that. Guess I don't need the bundles. There we go. We'll just put everything in there. Alright, already filled it up. Well, actually... what happened... Okay, I put the brewing stand in the bundle. I can't put the other stuff... I don't know. This is going right there. I'll put that to good use. There we go. Here's this. There's this. And there we go. House completed. There. Kind of a... not a great house. Wait a minute. I got flowers for the front. I got flowers for Algernon. Anyone remembers that story? Going way back for that one. There we go. And, there. Alright, well, I think it's, what, 48 minutes? I built a house. Again. There. Prime real estate here. I think I'll call it for this one. I don't know. If any of the 3 people watching see this and they're like, you know what, you made a dumbass decision, you idiot, you fake, you fraud, you absolute fool. Don't build a house here, I want you to keep going on an adventure to the Far East, and I don't know, say that. And then I'll just keep going to the east, otherwise... if you see a house and you want me to build a house, then I'll build a house here. And if nobody says anything, then I don't know, I'll probably just start doing something and get distracted like I usually do. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll call it, though. Yep.